Operation Gratitude is a non-profit organization that sends over 150,000 care packages yearly to active duty military and veterans, including snacks, entertainment, hygiene, and handmade items, as well as letters of appreciation.
The mission of Operation Gratitude is to lift the spirits and meet the needs of our active duty and veteran communities, and to provide volunteer opportunities to all Americans to show their appreciation for our military.
My name is Christian von Wupperfeld. I'm a lieutenant colonel in the Army. I've been a member of the Army for about 33 years. Current job in the Army is I am the Chief of Plans, which means I'm the guy who writes the plans for the 36th Infantry Division.
My name is Christian Nicholas Hawley. I was a captain in the United States Air Force, where I served initially as a civil engineer and then as a disaster response flight commander.
Okay, so my name is Paul Morris. I'm a commander in the United States Coast Guard Reserve. Currently, I'm the executive officer for the Joint Transportation Reserve Unit at the U.S. Transportation Command at Sky Air Force Base.
Okay, well, my name is Karen Porter. I was in the U.S. Navy for about 10 years, and I was a helicopter pilot.
My name is Scott Reese. I was a captain in the United States Marine Corps, and I was an infantry officer, so my
I'd always had a heart for public service, and what I learned about the Coast Guard was that their mission was closer to home. It had a lot to do with the environment, and so I thought that would be a good fit for me. So that's
that I needed money for college, and so the military was one of the ways that I was able to go to college. But also because I was a big fan of doing service for other people, and I wanted to travel around the world and see new things and help people out, and it seemed like the military was a good place.
When I was in high school, I wasn't exactly sure what to do with myself when I grew up, but I knew I wanted to be good at what I did.
Because I needed some adventure.
I love my country, and this was the best way for me to give something back to my country.
I got a letter from some kids in elementary school once, and it was really cool. It made me feel great. It put a huge smile on my face.
When I was in Iraq, we used to get packages from strangers who would send us food and all kinds of things. And I've often joked that that's the only place in the world that I didn't think twice about eating something that somebody I had no idea who they were sent me.
And so I would send them one letter, and we would get 100 letters back from all the different grades. And as far as morale goes and building, we worked long days, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, no breaks, that kind of stuff. And so to get something with a drawing especially was huge, to pick up your spirits and to let us know that people cared and that we were doing something that mattered to kids back home. And then
one time after 9/11, we were recalled for a year. And if there wasn't any one individual or group, but there were actual groups of organizations who would send big care packages to the entire unit, right?
Because I spent 2 Christmases in a row on a ship deployed overseas without any family or friends, except for those on my boat. And but it was because of the kindness of strangers that I had something to look forward to. Because for me, it was just really touching to hear what other people were doing and to hear that they appreciated what I was doing. It made me feel a little better. Food's good. Food, because what they have on the ship is very limited, and it's kind of like cafeteria food. I also love tasty cakes because I was from Philadelphia. That's junk food, but one of the best things about getting a package is sharing it with everybody else. So I'd love to hear about what grade you're in, what you're learning in school, maybe the sports or activities you're involved in at home. A little bit maybe about your best friend or what's going on, or if you had a family member in the military, that's always interesting too. So
it might be snacks, it might just be little giveaways, it might be t-shirts and coins, little mementos, things like that. But the little handwritten notes were the part that I think were the best thing to see, were simple. And I like to get letters from my 2 daughters. They would make drawings for me, and little stick people and little sunsets and those kind of things, and so they'd send those, and those were my favorites. Were the
fresh toothbrush is a good one. Gum. Gum's good. Maybe some comics, strips out of the newspaper. I would like to see in a letter like how you guys are doing, what you're up to, what you think about when you think about the military. I'd like to hear that you guys appreciate that the military is there.
Pictures for me is always anything that you all draw, or I'm a visual processor. So I have this thing about Cool Ranch Doritos. I loved Cool Ranch Doritos. American peanut butter, Hawaiian Punch, or Capri Sun, those things were spot on. So I would kind of like to hear what's going on in your world. And then to hear about what you thought we were doing over there.
Books, I like books. Movies were good. Just something from home is nice. I mean, just anything from home, it really doesn't, in a lot of ways it doesn't matter. It's the thought, it really is the thought that counts. We get letters in crayon and stuff just saying thank you for your service, and that always meant a lot to us. It means a whole lot when somebody takes the time to say thank you.
Employed, but a lot of times families find themselves a little more isolated. And so to get messages from other people knowing that they are part of this service to country and to something greater really makes a difference, and to help boost their spirits and let them know that we see that they're part of it too. You get a letter from somebody with a name and a background, and that one-to-one connection really makes a difference in knowing that people care. So yeah, I think it makes a big. Coming home can be just as challenging as being away.
The families actually have it as hard or harder, especially the wives and mothers that are out there raising children and they don't have their husband and father there. I mean, could you guys imagine not seeing your dad for a year? Yeah, morale is, how you feel inside your mind and your heart about what you do and how positive you are. And so having a high morale is very important to the success of the military mission.
Sometimes it seems like you're all by yourself, and when people care to send those letters and packages, it's a great reminder that we're not in this by ourselves, that there's lots of people there to help us and standing behind us, and that means a whole bunch. It's really hard on the families when it's easy for the service members sometimes because you go there and you just do your job. It's really hard for the family, with wife, husband, kids. It's really hard on them.
A little letter, package, something like that can really cheer somebody up, especially if they've had a really hard day. Something that's pretty tough and you're away from your family, you're away from your home. Anything that'll help cheer you up, it's a good thing.
I think if you want to show the service members that you appreciate what they're doing, it's always very much appreciated if you send them a little package. It really helps to know that people appreciate what you're doing because it's a big sacrifice. I don't know, sometimes I don't think you realize what you're giving up. You just think about all the exciting things like, oh, I'm going to get to travel, maybe I'll fly or go out in a boat, and I'm going to go to these neat places overseas, and that's all true. But in order to do that, there's a lot of work, and you work extremely long hours, more than most people do at home. Knowing that people at home appreciate what you're doing really helps, like just feeling supported and feeling like it's all worthwhile, that other people know the sacrifices you're making and they're willing to be there to help you.
I think you're doing the right kind of stuff.
I really appreciate that, you guys. I tell you, I think Operation Gratitude is a fantastic effort.
It's awesome what you're doing.
Appreciate it too. Thank you.